Welcome to the Crafty Puggles gameplay examples video. This video will show you some instances during the game where the rules might be a little complex. These examples will help clear any confusion so that you enjoy the game. If you haven't seen the tutorial video for Crafty Puggles, we highly recommend you watch it before continuing with this one. Let's join a game that Marvin, Anita, Neil and Alisha are playing. Marvin has two banked path tiles. His puggle is at the first spot in his puggle den. He rolls a power boost and a 3/4. Marvin collects the 3/4 path tile and banks it. He then moves his puggle to the second spot. But wait, he's realized he can do more. Marvin also gives up his 3 bank tiles to the fraction bank and gets another power boost. He moves his puggle pawn one step forward in his puggle den and activates his puggle power boost. Let's have a look at all the actions he can do. Okay, Marvin decides to remove one of Neil's path tiles from the game board. Phew! That was one action-packed turn. Next up, Anita. Anita also has 2 banked path tiles and her puggle is at the first spot in her puggle den. She rolls a rotate and a 1/4. Anita rotates Marvin's path tile and blocks his path. She also banks a 1/4 path tile. Like Marvin, she also returns 3 bank tiles to the fraction bank and moves her puggle pawn one step forward. She's just one step away from her puggle power boost, but she'll have to wait another turn. Neil has 3 banked path tiles and his puggle pawn is at the first spot in his puggle den. He rolls a hound and a 3/4. Neil banks the 3/4 path tile and returns the 3 path tiles with him back to the bank. This allows him to move his puggle pawn one step forward. He also moves the hound from his garden grove to Alisha's treasure square, which has a 3/4 tile placed. Alisha has 3 banked path tiles, 3/4, half and half. Her puggle pawn is at the first spot in her puggle den. She rolls a power boost and a 1/4. She now realizes she can make some big moves. She first collects her 1/4 path tile. She can now choose to return any 3 out of 4 path tiles and gain 1 power boost. She keeps the 3/4 path tile and returns the rest to the bank. She moves one step forward to the second spot in the puggle den. She then moves her puggle pawn one step forward again because of her dice roll and activates her puggle power boost. Wow! She could move the hound off her treasure square or place a 3/4 path tile in her start square. What will she do? She decides to place her banked 3/4 path tile on the board. Remember, while placing a path tile on her start square, it must align with the muddy path at the entry. The muddy path at enter should connect to the muddy part in her start tile. Her path is complete, but there's a hound sitting on her path, so she hasn't won just yet. The others still have a chance. Power cards. When you activate your puggle power boost, you have the option to play a power card. When you draw a power card, you must perform the action immediately. Rotate 2 tiles. You can rotate any 2 path tiles on the board. It can be either both of your own or one of your own and one of an opponent, or 1 tile each of different opponents, or both tiles of a single opponent. Exchange a tile with an opponent. Pick up an opponent's path tile either from their puggle den or their garden grove and place it on an empty square in your garden grove. Then take one of your own path tiles either from your puggle den or garden grove and place it on any empty square of your opponent's garden grove. You get to choose where to place the path tile and also the orientation of its placement. you cannot exchange a tile with the fraction bank. Opponents lose their Puggle boosts. All opponents place their Puggle pawn at the start position in their Puggle den. Move a tile. Choose any path tile in your own or an opponent's garden grove and move it anywhere within that grove only. Opponents return their bank tile. Opponents empty their bank tile section in their Puggle den mat. All the bank tiles go back to the fraction bank. Was this video helpful? If you have any questions, be sure to ask them in the comments. We'll be glad to reply to you. Are you excited to play Crafty Puggles? You can find more information about this game in the description and where to buy it. Happy treasure hunting!